Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to MTGO Traders. My name is Taryn. Let's talk about Gruul Dinosaurs and Ravnica Allegiance Standard. So it's been sort of a hot minute since we tackled a Gruul Dinosaurs list on the channel, but this list with the new additions from Ravnica Allegiance is actually quite good, again, because of one card and one card only, and that is Rhythm of the Wild. But let's hop into it, guys, and go over the deck list. But of course, before I do hop into it, make sure to like the video if you like it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you'd like to catch me on stream, I have the link in the description, and of course at the top of the pinned comments. I stream Mondays and Wednesdays, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time on Twitch. And if you also want to catch another deck tech of me today for Blue-White Mill, you can catch that at the end of the video as well. So let's jump right into the deck list, guys, starting with our deck list, of course. If you want to build this on Magic Online or on paper, on Magic Online, it's going to come to about 64 tickets, and on paper, it's going to come to about 306 bucks. Of course, those are going to be mostly due to Shocklands and that ever-present Carnage Tyrant in the Dinosaurs list. So let's go over our actual creatures lists here, and we have 27 in total. Llanowar Elves, Drover of the Mighty, Deathgorge Scavenger, Ripjaw Raptor, Regisaur Alpha, Carnage Tyrant, and of course Ghalta Primal Hunger. Ghalta Primal Hunger being your top end bomb, and of course the game ender for you. But everything else in the deck list is really good as well. Llanowar Elves and Drover of the Mighty are here for your mana tappers, as well as Drover being a 3/3 once you have a dinosaur on the battlefield. Deathgorge Scavenger is here against the Golgari lists, against a lot of the reanimation lists, against Arclight Phoenix, against basically everything we want it to be good against. That's what this is here for as well. And with Rhythm of the Wild, we'll talk about that in just a moment. Deathgorge Scavenger can be a 4/3 attacking in as a 5/4, which is super good. So do keep that in mind. Regisaur, Ripjaw Raptor rather, 4 mana 4/5 within range, which means whenever it is damaged, it draws you a card. So very, very good. If opponent does trade with this on combat, we're going to be able to draw a card. If opponent tries to burn it twice, if they have like mono red aggro or something, we're probably going to draw 2 cards before they actually kill the raptor. And do keep in mind again, Rhythm of the Wild gives us riots, so this could be a 5/6 as well, or a 4/5 with haste. Either way, both are fantastic. And moving on to Regisaur Alpha here, a 5 mana 4/4. Other dinosaurs you control have haste, so that kind of takes away the riot trigger for us to give haste. So basically, we're just giving counters to everything. Whenever the alpha does enter the battlefield, we create a 3/3 green dinosaur creature token with trample. So pretty good as well. Very good for that. But do keep in mind the tokens in the deck list for Rhythm of the Wild do not count. They don't get the riot trigger, so do keep that in mind. Carnage Tyrant is a 6 mana 7/6, can't be countered with trample and hexproof. Basically, the top end beater for this deck list. Fantastic. 7/6 with haste is a fantastic, or a 8/7 coming in with trample and hexproof is also ridiculous. So either way, Carnage Tyrant is going to be a huge threat against your opponent. They got to have a board wipe like a Cleansing Nova, or they got to have Sell the Wreckage. And if they don't, then they're going to die. Ghalta Primal Hunger here is a 12 mana 12/12 Elder Dinosaur. It costs X less to cast, where X is the total power of creatures you control. Has trample. Now do keep in mind, of course, we're going to talk about Rhythm of the Wild in just a second, but I got to mention it again here because it's just so good. Rhythm of the Wild makes your creature slightly stronger, which means Ghalta can be played slightly sooner than you'd rather think it could be played. So do keep that in mind as well. Those +1 +1 counters come into play throughout the entire deck list. Moving on to our spells, of course, we've got Lava Coil, Electro Dominance, which we'll talk about in a minute. Rhythm of the Wild, we talked about several times just now. And Domri Chaos Bringer, another card from Ravnica Allegiance. Lava Coil is here as just decent removal, a 2 mana sorcery. Deals 4 damage to target creature. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead. This is here for your Arclight Phoenixes. This is here to deal against your Crackling Drakes, your Enigma Drakes. Basically, I don't like the Drake list. Let's get rid of that. Lava Coil is also here to deal with any kind of Golgari list we don't like as well, or get rid of any kind of high-end target like a Goblin Chain Whirler, or any annoying kind of creature we don't like, just overall. Electro Dominance is here as a X and 2 red instant. Deals X damage to any target, which could be your opponent's face, a creature, or planeswalker. You may cast a card with a converted mana cost X or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. This is very good because it's a burn spell mixed in with a casting spell, so if you have a lot of mana, which you might because you have Llanowar Elves and Drover of the Mighty on the battlefield, you can cast this, burn something to the ground, and also cast out maybe a Regisaur Alpha, maybe a Carnage Tyrant if you have that much mana, or maybe even just a Ripjaw Raptor. Either of those or any of those are really good, of course, because once they hit the battlefield, This card, Rhythm of the Wild, will help them out. A 3-mana enchantment. Creatures you control can't be countered. That's very good against control already. But non-token creatures you control have Riot, which means they enter the battlefield with either haste or by +1/+1 counter. Now, do keep in mind, Riot cannot be kind of countered. It's an ability that they enter with, so it doesn't go on the stack, so opponents can't really deal with that particular ability. However, do keep in mind that, Register Alpha gives most of your dinosaurs haste already, so if Alpha is on the battlefield, you probably just want to give +1/+1 counters to everything and then have them kind of swing out that turn. So use Electro Dominance, cast out a giant creature, have Rhythm of the Wild, give it haste, and then it comes out swinging. That's really, really good. Domri, Chaos Bringer's here for us, a 4-mana 5 loyalty Planeswalker. Those are a lot of loyalty points. +1 is you can add 1 red or 1 green, and you can spend that mana to cast a creature spell. And if you do, it gains Riot. So Riot there, Riot with Rhythm. I think a double Riot trigger, not necessarily a trigger, just a double Riot stack. Again, not necessarily a stack. I guess they just they happen in sequence. They happen twice though, so just do keep that in mind if you do cast a creature with that. -3 here. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may choose 2 creature cards from among them and put them into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. So very good for you being able to dig for a creature. If you need an answer immediately, you're going to cast Domri in -3 to try and find a hunting or a dinosaur for your deck list to make the that turn a little more better for you. Negative, of course, is you get an emblem with at the beginning of each end step, you create a 4/4 green beast creature token with trample. -8 for us, honestly not that great for the Domri Chaos Bringer here. I really like the +1, and I really love the -3 if we're behind on board state. But besides that, Domri Chaos Bringer on that -8, probably never going to do that since it is a bit slow. So what we have for the land base here, well, we've got a mountain, 5 of those, 8 forest, 4 rootbound crag, and of course 4 stomping ground, Ravnica Allegiance stomping ground, and Memorial to Unity. Just 2 of these comes in tapped. You can tap it for mana, or you can pay 3, sacrifice it, and look at the top 5 cards, grab a creature, and put it into your hand. So very good as well. Again, we have 27 creatures in this deck list. This is a creature-heavy deck list. If opponent has a lot of removal or a lot of board wipes, if we're up against control specifically, we got to get some creatures out on the battlefield as quickly as possible. Memorial to Unity, and of course, Domri is going to help us do that. And if Rhythm of the Wild hits the battlefield, then all those things are going to be uncounterable. But that's the full 60 on the Game 1 game plan. What do we have for our sideboard? Well, for sideboard play, we have some Lightning Strikes, Fiery Candidates, Gift of Paradise, Sagittarius Volley, which I actually put over Crushing Canopy, and I'll talk about that in just a second. Thrashing Brontodon, and 2 Vivian Reed. Vivian Reed being a fantastic Planeswalker for us, a 5-mana 5 loyalty. +1, again, looking for creatures off the top. -3, destroying an artifact, enchantment, or creature with the flying. The creature with the flying is actually quite relevant thanks to Aurelia, Lyra Dawnbringer, and other huge angel kind of flyers in the format. And -8, creatures you control get +2/+2, have vigilance, trample, and indestructible. That's fun. Again, just like with Domri, the -8 we're probably not ever going to use, but if you do get it off, hey, more power to you. Lightning Strike is here for just basic removal. Early game removal is really important for us in the more aggro matchups since we are more of a mid-range deck. So 2 mana instant, deal 3 damage to any target. We're probably going to knock down, a quick Gitu Lava Runner or a quick 10 Street Dodger or a Goblin Electromancer, a Goblin Chainwhirler, something like that. Fiery Candidate is a 3 mana instant. Again, very good against the Afterlife deck as well as against the kind of go-wide Selesnya decks. 2 damage to each non-pirate creature. Do keep in mind there are some pirates in the Rakdos and the Mono Red aggro list, so Fiery Candidate might not be good for that particular matchup. Gift of Paradise is here as a 3-mana enchantment aura. Enchant land, we gain 3 life, and it taps for add 2 mana of any one color. So I really like Gift of Paradise here for the more aggro matchup or the burn matchup. We bring this in probably over maybe a Drover the Mighty or Llanowar Elf and kind of help us to gain life until we get out our big bomb and swing out for the win. Sagittarius Volley is here as basically replacing Crushing Canopy here. A 3-mana instant, destroy target creature with flying. Very, very good at instant speed. But then it deals 1 damage to each creature with flying your opponent controls. So against the Orzhov or Afterlife tokens list, keep in mind those are 1/1 flyers on the battlefield. The Volley here is going to be able to deal with them for just 3 mana across the board. I think this is very good and is probably a bit undervalued right now. So against that particular card and that particular deck list, that particular meta, I think Volley is quite good. good. So do keep this card in mind if you're going up against a lot of Esper kind of Afterlife decks or a lot of Orzhov Afterlife decks. Volley is quite good against those. Thrashing Brontodon is a 3-mana 3/4 dinosaur. You can pay 1, sacrifice it, and destroy target artifact or enchantment. This is coming in if opponent has lots of cards like Ixalan's Binding or, Conclave Tribunal. Those kind of cards, those lockdown cards, we don't want to deal with them at all. And if opponent has a Allegaince as well, Thrashing Brontodon could come in to kind of deal with that in the early game, since that's really good at being able to set up a control deck for the mid to late game. But do keep in mind, again, if Rhythm of the Wild hits on turn 3, then they can't counter anything, and they really have to rely on Cleansing Novas and Settle the Wreckage to really do anything against our board state. So, but that is the full 75. And again, if you're wanting to build this on Magic Online, coming to 64 tickets. And if you're wanting to build this in paper, coming to $306. Of course, the prices coming in are going to be Vivian Reed, Carnage Tyrant, and that Stomping Ground. Domri Chaosbringer is also coming up a bit in price as well. But for the most part, this deck list, very powerful, very fun, and I hope you get a kick out of it. But that is the Gruul Dinosaurs deck list, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you have any suggestions for it? There are, no new dinosaurs really that have been added. Core Set 2019 did bring another dinosaur that fights whenever it enters the battlefield, and I did consider adding it into this deck list, but do let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I did have this kind of being a Sarkhan's Unsealing deck list for a long time. There was a Gruul Sarkhan's Unsealing deck list I did a few months ago, but I do think with Gruul Dinosaurs, you really want that Rhythm of the Wild out on turn 2 if you can, turn 3 just as soon as possible. So all of your dinos have haste, have +1/+1 counters because of haste as well with Register Alpha, and then they just start swinging out for the win. I do think Rhythm of the Wild really turned the Gruul Dinosaurs deck list on its head and is now a super fun and competitive deck list. But of course, like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I love you guys, and I'll catch you in the next deck list. Peace.